Let's go live. Let's go. Why is that stopped? Why is that stopped?
It's time for Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Straight drop, Graham pumping. Double move, Derby McReynolds trying to get over there. And he does! What a recovery by Derby McReynolds! Shotgun snap, Walden going to stand and block. Graham lets it fly. Intercepted, another one! That's Solomon! He's got it back all the way inside the 30-yard line.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crawford, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Daryl Westoff with American National Insurance, Chicken Annie's of Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Farmers Bank, Girard Medical Center, GN Bank, Hydrix Appliance, The Jagged Edge, Kennar Eye Care, Larrett Ceramics, Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Paoni Dental, Producers Cooperative Association, The Market 120, G&W Foods, and Call Service.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time for Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Here we go. And welcome everybody to Frank Jameson Field. The lights are on. It's Friday night. That can mean only one thing. It's time for Trojan football. And you're going to watch the first ever Jamboree. It will be between the Frontenac Raiders, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons, and your Girard Trojans. You're going to watch it here on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back with the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show right after this.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Mathis Drugstore Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drugstore, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
Girard Medical Center's bariatric program has made extraordinary changes to many people's lives.
I am no longer living the life on the sideline watching everybody else enjoy those things I want to do. I am doing those things now. I am doing things that I only dreamed of doing for the longest time. I'm truly living the life I've always wanted.
Call to learn more. Girard Medical Center, caring for our community one patient at a time.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on. to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field. We are on the Community National Bank pregame show. We are on Frank Jameson Field, but we are getting ready for the first ever Jamboree. I'm going to bring in my color annotator. Excuse me, can't even talk tonight. My color guy, Justin Tucker. Justin, thanks.
Dale, thanks for letting me be here, and thanks to Girard Sports Live. I'm really looking forward to helping you out as your color guy this season. I'm looking forward to watching a lot of great Girard football games, high school games in general, and I'm really looking forward to the first ever Jamboree.
That's right, the first ever Jamboree, and we're going to show it here on Girard Sports Live. We're going to get, the state has changed the rules. We're going to get 36 plays on offense. We're going to split them between Pittsburg and Frontenac. We're going to start out with Frontenac first. Girard offense against Frontenac defense, then we'll switch it around. Frontenac offense against the Girard defense, and then we're going to take a little break. We got some interviews to do, and then we'll come back and we will get Pittsburg on offense and Pittsburg on defense. And we're going to step away right now, and we're going to get the coach's interview in the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. You're watching Girard Sports Live. Dale Sharman with Girard Sports Live here with head coach Neil Philpott. Coach, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to be here.
Coach, tonight's Jamboree, we got Frontenac and Pittsburg coming over. What do you know about them?
Well, they're testing the waters too. I think Frontenac's got a lot of kids back. I think they'll probably be one of the front runners in the CNC. I know they've got some experience. I'm sure Mark Smith's got them coached up over there. So there'll be a challenge, there'll be a test, be a good way to test us early a little bit to see where we're at. Pittsburgh, I know they replaced a lot. They're obviously a bigger school, so I'm sure they'll have some guys ready to play and they've been in the program for a few years and eager for their turn. So it'll be a test for us, but I think we got some things to prove. We got some young guys and they're hungry to play, and hopefully we can, be productive and do things we need to and see what we need to see, and everybody comes out healthy.
Coach, I've watched a couple practices now, and I see all but one lineman you're going to put on the field will be juniors. So a little bit young up front, but boy, that really works to your hand in the future.
Yeah, we've got, like I said, our senior class is not very big. We've got 4 kids out right now. And 3 kids have been in the program, and 1 kid's a first-year guy, but he's doing everything he can. He's bought in. He's been here all summer. He's getting on the field wherever he can. So, but our juniors are going to be they need to fulfill a big leadership role, and you'd like to think in the future that's great. But right now we got to worry about right now, and so hopefully they can step up and play a role that maybe they haven't played yet before.
Coach, what's your opinion on this Jamboree? This is the first year the state of Kansas has allowed teams to have a Jamboree and bring other schools in and get some plays. What is your opinion on that?
I think it's a good thing. I'm not, I'll have a better opinion about it after Friday night, but I think it's a good way for your kids to see where you're at going into week 1 and see where your weaknesses are and see what you need to improve on and give some guys more of a game-like look versus working necessarily a young scout team. I think the young kids will get their fair share look too, because we're going to be able to go young kids on young kids or JV on JV as well, so that's good for them. I think it's going to get more people involved and get game-like reps, which is always a good thing going in early this season.
Coach, boy, it's a Friday night. We're going to come in and we're going to kind of highlight our field a little bit, and I look forward to seeing the lights turn on Friday night. It's been a long time since we've seen that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's we actually, I guess with the Jamboree, we have 3 openers or 3 home games to open the season with, and last year felt like it was a long time before we could get on the field, but it's exciting. In the last year, it's amazing where it's come, what we've used it for, the accessibility that we have. So it's going to be nice to get out here and get the lights on and get where we all want to be, and that's in the heart of things.
Coach, as always, we thank you for taking time for Girard Sports Live.
Thank you.
It's been Dale Sharman with Girard Sports Live. And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field, and you're going to see the Trojan offense come out right now against the Frontenac defense. Tucker, why don't you go ahead and give me some starting lineups there, maybe on the offensive line.
Looks like starting at left tackle, we have Eli Tucker. Just to the right of him at guard, I believe, is Zach Shindo. Center is Gabe Shireman. Then I believe you probably have Caleb Franklin beside him, D. Whiteman at that strong tackle. Caden Harrison will be playing a form of a tight end. Lawleman at quarterback. Then our running back's going to be Derby West.
Great handoff right there. Great start of the Jamboree by, who was that? Derby McReynolds picks up a good 4 yards right there on the first play. We're going to be in that inverted bone. What do they call that again? Flex bone. The flex bone. Lawman will send one in motion, snap, hand it right back off to Derby McReynolds, and Derby's going to get a good gain right up the middle right there.
Really good hole. That was kind of a counter handoff to Derby right there, and there was a big hole for him right there. He picked up about 7 yards.
Boy, it looks like he ran right into the back of the tackle, and boy, he makes one cut right there. He might be still running. Great run by Derby McReynolds up front, and great blocking up front. On that side is Shindo and Tucker. Lawman in the pistol. Look for the snap again. He'll send one in motion. Toss out to him. He'll get out in front now. Frontenac will sniff that out for a loss.
Looks like they sent a backer on that one, Dale. That kind of blew that play up.
Yeah, it looked like maybe the pulling guard. They're going to pull a guard on that on the outside. Just a toss sweep. Was that to number 16? I'm sorry, I don't have the numbers right out in front of me.
Mason Hubner was
Mason Hubner was the one that got the pitch. This is the first time we've seen him, too, so Lawman will get back in the pistol. Look for the snap. He'll drop back pass. Going to be picked off over the middle by number 14 for Frontenac. They're going to blow it dead.
Dale looked to me on that play like the pass was just a little bit behind the receiver. He had a man out there, but he didn't quite lead him far enough. He had decent protection. He was getting a little bit of pressure there towards the end.
Yeah, I was watching, maybe didn't lead him enough, threw it right behind his back shoulder, and that's going to happen early in the season. We talked about that earlier. You talked about it, and there's going to be times where the offense is going to sputter a little bit, and the defense should be ahead of the offense right now. That's going to move them back to the 40-yard line. They'll start all over again. Lawman will send Hubner in motion, hand off to Derby McReynolds, and he'll get 7 yards right up the middle.
Great hole there by the line. Derby hit it hard, held on to the ball. That's a good play. If you can run that all night long, you're going to be hard to beat.
And I think that's exactly what I talked to Coach earlier during practice. He said we might not be very flashy, but we should be able to get 2, 3, 4 yards. And he said if we can get 5 yards, he'll be really happy with it. Once again, Lawman will be in pistol. Derby behind him. He'll send Hubner in motion. He'll fake the handoff, drop back to pass, and there's a flag on the play.
False start, Dale, on I believe it was the right side guard or tackle, right side of the offensive line there.
Right side of the line. That's something that they will work on cleaning up. But once again, this is no different than what we used to call the soap scrimmage back in the day, or the maroon and gold scrimmage. Way back when I was playing back in the 90s, we used to split them up. One team was maroon, one team was gold, and we would split up the starters as evenly as we could. But I tell you what, I like this, bringing other schools in. Lawman will be in the pistol. He'll look to take the snap. He'll drop back to pass. Kind of flushed out of the pocket. He will throw it. It's completed to Caden Harrison, and he'll be gain of 7, 8 yards, but there's a flag on the play.
It's going to be a hold.
Going to have holding.
You know what you were talking about, Dale, with this scrimmage. I don't care if you're watching NFL, college, whatever. I mean, early in the season, you're going to see sloppy offenses. You're going to see a lot of penalties. You're going to see turnovers. Getting to play against another live opponent is going to be such a value going into week one when you play a game that really counts.
That is right. Derby McReynolds will take a break. So will Hubner and number 15. I believe that's going to be Jay Hay, isn't it?
Yes, Wes J. Hay is number 15.
So we're going to get a new round of backs in there. Help me out with whoever the backs are.
Looks like we've got Zach Davis is number 34. He's at tailback.
And we're going to have another false start.
Connor Oliveira was your motion back there, Dale. He's a new kid fresh in from Pittsburg.
Well, we'll take him from anywhere we can get him, that's for sure. Once again, we're trying to figure it out. No matter what, we're going to get 18 snaps of the ball, whether we get penalties on every one of them. But you're going to get to run 18 plays here at the Jamboree on offense against each team.
Got Gage Davenport spread wide to the near side.
Okay. Zach Davis will have a decent run for 5 yards right up the middle.
Good holes there.
Yeah, the holes are there. He was just a tad bit tentative, but you know what? Once again, you get 5-6 yards on a designed up-the-middle run.
You know, Zach's one of them kids that hadn't played football since his 8th grade year. He's a junior now. He could be a really good running back. It'll just take him a little bit to get back in the swing of things.
Well, I remember the first few snaps I took as a running back, and, man, let me tell you, it was pretty hard to even talk, more or less walk and carry the ball.
Stuffed short that time over the right side, maybe a 2-yard gain.
Nice carry up there by Zach Davis again. You know, and Coach is mixing it up over the left side, over the right side, and he's doing a really good job in getting new running backs in there. You know, Derby and them that, you know, Derby as a senior wants to get in there and wants to show off a little bit. He wrestled against it and with all these Frontenac kids, and you know he's wanting to do something out there, but, you know, Coach is letting the other guys play a little bit too and seeing what he's got. Lawman will go in the pistol again. Motion left. He'll fake the handoff and be hit from behind, but the pass is gone. Going to be intercepted at the 2-yard line, and they're going to return it back. They're going to blow it dead.
That was a good thought. He had a man there. You know, probably the passing game is one of the hardest things to get your timing down earlier in the season. I bet a week from now, 2 weeks from now, Caden puts that ball out in front of him, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah, it was just a bit behind him again, and it is a timing thing. Back and forth you'll go, and looks like Girard's going to jump over on defense right now, so we won't take all 18 plays against Frontenac at once, I guess.
You know, and to really put this in perspective, all the plays these guys are going to get tonight against another opponent, we'll be starting week 1 next week with already a half of football under their belts.
That's exactly it, and that's exactly why I love that the state of Kansas has changed the ruling and let them bring in a different team or teams.
You know, Missouri's been doing it for 4 or 5 years now, so it's a real good thing.
I've ventured over and watched a few of those. Frontenac will go in the deep shotgun snap with 2 back side by side. He'll fake the pump. Nope. Yep, fake it, and now he'll throw it incomplete down to the 30-yard line. Not a whole lot of pressure right there by the Trojans.
Looked to me, Dale, like that was a pretty good fake handoff, and I think most of our defenders thought he'd handed it off and gave up. You know, you got to finish the play.
You know, the way that quarterback stood around there, I was fooled too.
Yeah.
I was trying to see where the ball had went.
Looks like on right defensive end, we've got Eli Tucker, left defensive end, D. Weideman, a lot of experience from last year with D. You got Caleb Franklin in there. I believe Gabe Shireman will be spending some time in there, Zach Shindo.
The handoff to the right side. It looks like a gain of 5.
I believe Jay Hay made that stop.
Jay Hay in with the tackle from his free safety position, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And Jay Hay will come up and hit you. I'll guarantee that. He had to sit out last year due to some concussion issues and want to keep everybody safe tonight. Looks like Derby McReynolds will be a corner. And
I think you got Zach Davis on the other corner.
Be a handoff to the right side, and good gain, 5-6 yards there by who's number 32 for Frontenac.
So you got Alex Johnson, senior from Frontenac. Pretty good carry by Alex.
Alex Johnson, well put together young man.
Looks like Trojan linebackers are Caden Lolleman, Brecken Troike, and Mason Hubner.
Now the shotgun snap, he'll roll to his right. He'll look to get rid of it. He'll throw it downfield. It's going to be caught, but there is a flag on the play.
we've got a hold on the near side. Our defensive end on this side got held by the tackle.
Well, and that is too bad. It will come back. A nice throw there by the Frontenac quarterback.
Quite a crowd here tonight, Dale. You got 3 schools here. The entire visiting side is packed. The home side's packed. I can't see far to my left or right. Bunch of people standing on the fence. It's a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah, and we were watching Pittsburg come over. They tailgated before the game, and we had a tailgate. Our booster club was out in full force tailgating. So great night, great activities. The rain has let up tonight, and we couldn't ask for much better. The weather's decent. It's 70. I got 75 degrees outside. Frontenac go in motion, be a little crossbuck, handed back the other way. It looks like D. Weidman's got him wrapped up. He'll let him go. Pretty quick whistle, and that's exactly what we want out of a practice game tonight, is a quick whistle. We'll get to feel out how the defense is going to be. We'll be in the right spots, hopefully. And once again, coach is bringing in some new guys. Breckentroike will come out. Lolleman will stay in. Hubner will come out, and so will Derby McReynolds.
Looks like Matthew Pike, the senior, is in the game now.
At linebacker?
Believe he's down on the line, Dale.
Okay. Out of the shotgun snap, he'll fake a handoff, look to pass. It will be completed out here on the near side. Tackle in there by Matthew Pike, 58. Nope.
58's unlisted on the roster, but he came from the back side there.
Yeah, well.
That may be Michael Clugston, a sophomore. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get on Girard. Whoever makes up the rosters, tell them we'll need to know who number 58 is before the season starts. But once again, that's exactly why we're here tonight. Get some bugs worked out. Frontenac will stay in the shotgun. One back behind him. And they will hand it off on a end around. And number 21 will skirt the edge and score.
What sprung that play right there is that wide receiver on the far side from Frontenac did a great job of blocking our cornerback. He drove him into the end zone. There was nobody there.
Yeah, that's one part about it. You cannot get hooked. You got to turn everything back inside, and once you get hooked out there, it's just free sailing to the outside. Once again, the Frontenac JV and the Pittsburg JV is on the other half of the field, and they will go from 40 in on the other side. So since Frontenac scored, they will re-rack and come back to the 40-yard line.
I believe Ethan Merrill's in there now at an outside linebacker position.
The handoff off the middle. The tackle in there by number 1.
Ethan Merrill on the tackle, number 1.
Ethan Merrill. Be a flag on the play. I didn't see.
I believe that was holding, Dale. I didn't quite catch it.
Yep.
But they did move him back, so it had to have been a hold on along the offensive line somewhere.
Okay. Once again, D. Weidman and Tucker at the defensive ends. And Franklin. Nope, Shindo and Franklin, yep, in the middle for the Trojans. Shotgun snap. Handoff off to the right side. Number 24 is off to the races. He's got a lot of yardage up to the 28-yard line, so that'd be a 12-yard run.
Wes Jahay on the tackle from his safety position. They blew our corner away on that run there.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some pursuit and turn them in. Looks like the Trojan offense will come back out on the field for the second half of the runnings. Lallman looks to the sideline. Coach will call the plays from the sideline with signals. Lallman will break the huddle, bring it up to the line. Looks like we have
McReynolds at deep back, Oliveira and Hubner at the wings.
the hand up the middle to Derby again. Good for 4 yards, close to 5, maybe 6, 5.5 yards. Great play, great hole up the middle, it looked like.
The play's been there all night. You know, if you can keep running that successfully, you can build so many things off that. But the defense has to stop that before they can do anything else.
That's right. If we're in a regular game, I don't know that I go away from it.
Be really hard to.
Looks like we put a new center in. Who's number 50? I'm sorry, 51, is it?
That's that 58. We don't have that number listed.
58. All right. Hand off to the right side. Derby's going to be stopped by no gain. Who is 56 for Frontenac? Their defensive end.
Lane Franklin, sophomore Lane Franklin got him.
Boy, he's a big old kid for a sophomore.
Yeah.
Lallman will bring him back in the huddle, break the huddle and come up. I believe the Trojans will stay in the pistol most of the time. McReynolds behind him. Flexbone will have motion to the left. He'll roll out, look to pass, get it out to Derby. Nope, going to be incomplete, just out of his reach, but there is a flag on the play. I'm going to say they're going to be a false start on the Trojans.
Caden Harrison comes up hobbling a little bit that time, making his way to the sideline. Probably just tweaked an ankle. Doesn't look too bad. Tucker and Harrison both coming out.
And once again, we just like any other scrimmage, we're going to rotate a bunch of kids in there and see exactly, you know, if one guy goes down, we got to have another backup there. So you might as well get him in when it doesn't mean anything to us.
Looks like we've got Thomas and Troike split to the near side here. Logan Thomas, a big, tall, good-looking kid.
It'll be a toss to the outside, but a flag on the play.
I think we had another false start there.
Are they getting us on the motion? Is that what's
I think that's what it is, Dale. It's being so early, and they're trying to get that timing down with that motion, and they'll get it. It's just they need some live practice here.
Lallman looks over to the sidelines to get the calls. Go ahead, Tuck.
Pretty good run there by Wes, even though it got called back. He turned it upfield. He had a few blocks downfield.
Lallman will bring him up to the line in that pistol formation. Flex bone. McReynolds behind him. He'll send Jay in motion. Hand off to McReynolds, and once again, it's there. You know, we're getting 4 or 5 yards every time we run that play.
Looked like counter dive action on that. Caden spun all the way around. Derby went to the backside hole.
And like anything with the flex bone, it's going to be a misdirection. You got to get that linebacker to make one bad step, and then you're going to be a true triple read on it. Motion to the left. Be handoff to Derby up the middle again. He'll be spun down for a gain of 3.
Cruz Blair for Frontenac was in on the stop that time.
Another good-looking Frontenac kid. Frontenac's got some size this year. I believe he's just a sophomore.
And I believe Frontenac has 16 seniors. So that's a pretty strong senior class.
It is. It is. With Girard only having 4, Coach talked about that in his interview, that only having 4 seniors. Lallman will look for the snap. He'll send one in motion. He'll fake the handoff, draw back to pass, and there's not going to be, looks like a jailhouse break there.
Yeah, we got blowed up the middle there. I don't think Frontenac sent any blitzers. I think that was all defensive line pressure. They just raided us right through the middle.
Trying to see, we do have some guys that might not be on that started the game. in there.
You got 21, Jarrett Buckle in there. Gage Davenport's in there. He's been in there a couple times. So, yeah, we've got some fresh faces in there right now. Harrison's back in the game.
Hand up the middle, and short gain, if any.
They're kind of keying on that now. That was one of the Frontenac seniors, 54, Zane McManus, made that stop. But that's kind of good that they're keying on that.
Yeah, that's right. If they're keying on the run, that's going to open up a lot of other things down the road.
It's really deceiving to people who don't know a whole lot about football. If you can go a whole game, not have a bunch of penalties, not have turnovers, and not have a bunch of negative plays, you can be in a game you shouldn't be in. It may be kind of boring for some to watch, but that's the basics of football right there.
That's right. Lallman will look for the snap and the pistol. He's going to be batted down by big number 4 defensive end for Frontenac.
Got Alex Story, 6'2", 205-pound junior.
He's a good-looking specimen out there.
Had pretty good protection that time by the offensive line. There was really no push coming from up in the middle, and Caden had a decent pocket. It was just unfortunate that Story got his hand up in the air there.
And it looks like we might have a little bit of a break. We're going to step away for 1 minute. We'll be back. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field. The Trojans will reboot on defense. Frontenac in that shotgun. We have trips to the right. Shotgun snap. They'll fake the handoff, and going to be a false start against the Raiders.
Going to be a lot of that tonight. Probably going to be a lot of it next week, too.
Yeah, we got Baxter Springs coming in next week. Like Coach said, we're going to have 3 home games almost back to back with the Jamboree.
You know, in years past, Baxter's been a fairly easy game, but you can't take that for granted. I remember playing Baxter when these boys were in junior high, and I think it went to 3 or 4 overtimes.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to see. Frontenac will go under center this time. Backs out of the eye. They're going to hand it up right up the middle. Ball's on the ground. Jay Hayes going to be recovered by Frontenac, but Jay Hayes right there to stop it.
Big hole that time over the left side by the Frontenac offensive line.
Yeah. Up front for Frontenac's offensive line, big number 56. Another good-looking specimen.
That's Dylan Inch, junior.
Junior Dylan Inch.
Trojans up front there. Looks like Franklin and Shindo right in the middle of things.
Frontenac will go back to the shotgun. Single back behind him. Twins to the right. He'll roll right. D. Weidman could have tackled him, decided against it. I think they've been told not to hit the quarterbacks.
All the way down to the 24 on a pretty decent pass there.
Who was the receiver there? Number 11 or number 17? Hard to tell on that.
I believe it was number 11. Big, tall, Landon Dean.
Landon Dean.
6'4", 220 pounds. I believe he's first cousin to the kid from Altamont that went to Iowa State.
He is transferred over this year,
Yep.
I believe. Good-looking kid.
Looks like we got some subs in on defense now.
Yeah, got some subs in. We got trips to the left. Frontenac shotgun snap, fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper right up the middle, and Longman's there to stop him.
Real good contain by the defensive end on this side. He stayed home. He didn't bite on the fake, and that caused him to turn in, which resulted in a small gain, but it could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse. Looks like Sharman's over on another defensive end. You were talking about some subs coming in, and once again, that's what this is all about tonight, is getting some subs in, getting some reps against a jersey that's not the same color and not in practice every day with you. Looks like they've sent Tucker down low, down to the guard, nose tackle position. Shotgun snap, motion to the right. He'll fake the handoff, drop back to pass. Up in the air, up for grabs, and it's going to
got hard hit right there.
Our two D-backs ran into each other.
That was Derby and Logan, I believe.
Derby and Logan hit each other in mid-flight.
Looks like they're both okay, but that was a hard lick. We had the interception, but unfortunately the hit knocked it loose.
Need the Migo call. Migo. That's what we used to say back in the day. That meant I have the ball, you get the guy that's trying to knock it away. Looks like Derby and Logan will come out. They got some subs in there. Just give them a break. No reason to get them dinged up any more than we have to. Fake the handoff, draw back to pass. Going to be up in the air, going to be tipped and picked off by Jay. Jay will turn around. They're going to blow the whistle dead, but boy, he was looking to come out with it. Knocked up in the air by
58. I don't know who 58 is.
I'll tell you what, that 58, he's all over the place.
He did a great job on coverage there. He turned around. He looked at the quarterback. When the ball was in the air, he knocked it up in the air, and that let Wes pick it off. That was really good coverage right there by 58.
Great job by Jay being there to clean it up. But they're going to give it back to him on the 25-yard line. Frontenac will break the huddle, come up under center, single back behind him. We got twins to the right. Handoff up the middle. Looked like a little cross-buck action. And Lallman, Jay's there from his free safety's position.
Jay came in from the safety spot. It's a good thing he came in that time. Our corner kind of got sealed off. Pretty good hole over the left side there. I believe we've got Josh Bohr. He's a sophomore in at this defensive end now. They slid Tucker down to nose.
Is that Franklin or Shindo?
Looks like you got Tucker and Shindo on the inside, Shireman and Bohr on the outside.
Bohr on the outside, yeah.
You got Caden, and Merrill at linebacker right now.
Frontenac will come out under center. Stack backs behind him, twins to the right. They'll fake one, go to the other. Got a seal block on the outside, but hey, you know what? Lallman is there in the interior line. Great stop for no gain by the Trojans. Great job up front by the Trojans there.
A whole host of them there. Caden kind of finished him off, but I think Zach Shindo kind of made a pile there. That helped Caden see that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we have to do. Those two interior linemen have to take a double team. If they take a double team, the linebackers come free, and they can run their lanes where they need to be.
Looks like we got Oliveira in there at a safety spot now alongside Wes Jay.
Okay. Frontenac will come back out in the shotgun. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. In motion to the right. Handoff be a end around, and he's got some room to run. Be a tackle out there by Jay.
Cornerback turned him in there towards the end.
The key to that on the defensive end, you cannot get sealed. He's going to have to run to the sidelines with. If the defender tries to reach to your outside, you got to keep that outside arm open.
You got to have some visibility at defensive end too. You got to know when that jet man's coming in motion right there, and you have to. I mean, you don't want to commit to it fully, but you got to sniff it out a little bit and stay home at the same time.
Exactly. You know, and thank goodness they did away with the crackback blocks. Boy, I used to play a little defensive end, and if they would crack the defensive end, that was the worst thing. You never saw it coming.
You bet.
Shotgun snap. He'll roll to his left. He'll look to pass. He'll get it away. Once again, they are not hitting the quarterbacks, and Frontenac didn't hit our quarterback right there. I believe Caden Harrison probably had a clean shot at him and let him throw the ball.
It looked like it did.
And that's exactly what we want. We want both offenses to be able to get their plays off and get a little bit. Looks like we're going to take a little bit break. We're going to step away for 1 minute. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Girard Medical Center's bariatric program has made extraordinary changes to many people's lives.
I am no longer living the life on the sideline watching everybody else enjoy those things I want to do. I am doing those things now. I am doing things that I only dreamed of doing for the longest time. I'm truly living the life I've always wanted.
Call to learn more. Girard Medical Center, caring for our community one patient at a time.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field. That is going to do it for Frontenac and Girard. Pittsburgh's going to come over and go against Frontenac. We're going to step away for just a little bit. We're going to treat this just like a halftime. And I've got a couple interviews, going to bring in a couple other interviews, live interviews. And but anyways, we're going to go to a halftime. And halftime is sponsored by GN Bank. Let me get a live read here. Need to kind of pay some bills. Halftime show is brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial service in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agriculture needs, turn to GN Bank and learn more at gn-bank.com. We're going to step away right here, and I've got a volleyball interview. We caught up with the head volleyball coach, Kristen Jackson, so enjoy. You're on the GN Bank Halftime Show.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
Girard Medical Center's bariatric program has made extraordinary changes to many people's lives.
I am no longer living the life on the sideline watching everybody else enjoy those things I want to do. I am doing those things now. I am doing things that I only dreamed of doing for the longest time. I'm truly living the life I've always wanted.
Call to learn more. Girard Medical Center, caring for our community one patient at a time.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best, you. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
And welcome back to Frank Jamison Field. My volleyball interview did not open up, so, I decided to go get one a little bit better. Bring in principal of the Girard High School, Todd Ferguson. Todd, thanks for coming in and talking to us.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. Beautiful night.
Todd, beautiful night. The clouds have split. No rain, no lightning, and we've got some Trojan football on our Girard football turf. Boy, how nice is that?
That is a beautiful turf. We are so blessed to have this. What a great gift from our community and our boosters, and it is just perfect out here.
Start of the school year, we're 2 weeks in already?
Two and
a week and a half,
yep,
two and a half. How's the school year started, and what is new at Girard High School?
Great start to the school year. I'm really happy with the group of kids we have there. They're hardworking. They're ready to get in and go, and our new teaching staff and our veteran teaching staff have really settled in, and we're in a good groove. We're really focusing right now with our freshmen and our freshman experience classes of getting them broke in and what's expected of them at Girard High School, especially with some growth mindset stuff and what to expect. We just had our annual fall activity fair where we have FFA, FCLA, and the various clubs and get those freshmen in and try to get them involved as much as we can.
Tell me just a little bit, Girard's putting in wrestling for the first year. I believe we got a little donation, a rather large donation from one of the local banks. And where's the wrestling practice mat's going to be, and what do you foresee about that?
Well, our practice mats are here and they're ready right now out at the bus barn, or what people call the activity center. We're in the middle of the construction phases out there. We just had a meeting the other day about that, and we're making sure sprinklers and everything like that are taken care of. But the walls are actually up and electricity's going in. We're hopeful that that will turn into not only a wrestling room, but potentially in the future a multi-purpose room, workout room for some community members and things like that. And I am so excited that we're getting a wrestling program here because we need multiple sports for multiple kids. Not every kid's a basketball player, not every kid's a wrestler, but we're going to get a lot of opportunities. And we got a really I'm pretty excited about our new coach. He's got a lot of experience. He was at Pittsburg High a long time and really built that program into something pretty impressive, and I think he'll really do a nice job for us here as well.
We'll talk about it's Trojan pride, and we as the wrestling team, we combined last year when we went down to the Southeast, and we want to thank them for allowing us to come down there. But just something about when you co-op with another school and you go down there and you wear their colors, it's not Girard colors.
We are Trojans.
And we are Trojans. We're proud of that, and definitely look forward to seeing the maroon and gold on the mat and having our own wrestling team for the first year.
I am excited eventually to work that out to where we get the youth program, middle school program, and everything tied in, because I think that's so good for our kids. Keep them in shape and keep them working. There's so much that goes into wrestling that people don't see, not just with the mental toughness, but the intense training, the physical part of it that is just going to be so good for not only the wrestling kids, but the rest of our programs as well.
Coach.
I've been called worse.
Yeah, I've dealt with you coaching kids and this and that everywhere else. But Principal Ferguson, what do you foresee the next couple of weeks? I know we're going to start getting rolling on a routine on volleyball and football and golf, and we're going to get all these things going. What activities do we have coming up here at home, or what can the community come and watch?
Absolutely. Next Tuesday night after Labor Day, we have volleyball scheduled, and we're playing Erie and Uniontown. Coach Jackson, I know you didn't get an interview from her, but I am so proud of her. She's got back into the swing, and I'm telling you, those girls are working hard. And I would love to see our community come out and support volleyball. I know everybody wants to come to Friday night football, and I respect and I love that too, but let's get out and support all of our Trojans, because those girls are working their tail off, and they would love to have a crowd in there cheering for them. And, of course, on Friday night, we kick off our home football against Baxter Springs. And I'm excited about that. I'm really excited. Our numbers are coming up this year. We're starting to push back up towards the 50s where we want to be. We got a lot of young kids, and I think we want to continue to build and do some good things. Our staff works hard, and our kids work hard, and we want to take pride in that.
Mr. Ferguson, I want to thank you for coming over to Girard Sports Live, and go enjoy. I believe your son's down there on the JVC team.
Probably better I'm not watching.
And go enjoy it. Thanks again.
Thank you.
We're going to step away for another break, and I will round up, I think, the golf coach to come in and talk, Mr. Curran. So we're going to step away. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Hello. Let me sell you a car. You need a car. I work for Evans Motors, so Please let me sell you a car.
Come on, let the boy sell you a car.
Let me come over for Thanksgiving dinner. You've already bought a car for me at Evans Motors. Please?
He's a hard-working boy. For the love of God, let him come over. He likes stuffing.
Can I go on vacation with you?
Paoni Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Paoni DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Paoni has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Paoni Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to paonidental.com.
This is Greg from the original home location of Derailed Commodity in nearby Brazelton, Kansas. Our home location includes the warehouse for our company's 16 other stores, allowing us to feature a huge selection of furniture at outlet prices. We also feature by far the area's largest in-stock selection of carpet and floor coverings, and the absolute lowest prices on mattresses. We're your source for lodge-style rustic furniture for homes and cabins. So come see us at our large facility in Brazelton, your destination for outlet pricing.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. For years, our customers have worked with the Farmers Bank staff located in Walnut, St. Paul, and Hepler. Now, with our new location in Girard, the community can experience the same service that has kept families coming back to Farmers Bank for generations. Stop by and visit our friendly staff at Farmers Bank at any of our locations in Walnut, St. Paul, Hepler, and Girard. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field. I went and recruited our head golf coach, I believe only golf coach. Do you have an assistant?
I do. Rob Mass is my assistant.
Rob Mass is your assistant this year. Mr. Kern, welcome to Girard Sports Live, and thank you for coming in. Tell me a little bit about your team. Tell me about your leadership and who do you've got out there playing golf.
Well, thanks for having me up. Thanks for having me. We've got 15 girls out this year. We graduated a couple of really good players. We have several coming back that have some experience. Marcy McDonald is leading the way. She's really worked a lot. I told her this year it's time for her to step up and play to her ability. Another senior we have is Isabella Crumpacker. She's kind of worked her way up through the ranks, started as a raw beginner as a freshman, and has just steadily improved and was on the state team last year. And she just continues to improve. So that's our senior leadership. And we have a few others that are scattered in there as sophomores and juniors. And this year we have also 6 raw beginners. It's always fun to coach beginners, teach them, get them started out right. And some of the best thing about coaching beginners is when they hit that first shot for the first time, that perfect shot, and they're just dumbfounded.
Yeah, you hit that sweet spot for the first time, and the ball flies straight, and it doesn't go left or right or doesn't worm burner. That's mostly what I do, but I am sure just to see their face light up is quite an event.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Their jaw drops, and they just stare at it, and you look at them and say, that's what it's supposed to feel like.
That's what I'm talking about. Coach, I know you've had one tournament already, one JV. Is it a tournament? What do you call that?
They're called tournaments.
They're called tournaments. And where else are we going this year?
Well, we played our first one Tuesday up at Uniontown hosted it. It was on the Fort Scott Golf Course. Next week on Tuesday, the JV will again go to Oswego, which is hosted by Lebec County. It is a varsity meet, but in this area, there's so few tournaments, and I have a lot of girls out that I just pretty much go to every tournament, and a lot of them are varsity tournaments, but I don't tell my JV that.
Well, yeah, and right now, especially with having 6 brand new players, it's just getting on the courses,
yeah.
and with the weather we've had, I can imagine it's a challenge just to get on a course anywhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is. Wherever you go, it's just a muddy mess.
Yeah,
and
I bet.
It's awful hard to play in the mud if you've never played before. So
I would think you'd almost need a floating ball in most of the fairways that I've seen, in the last 2-3 weeks. It's been awful wet.
Oh, yeah. And then next Thursday, our varsity opens up its season at Four Oaks with Frontenac hosting the first CNC girls golf tournament of the year.
Well, that'll be really neat to see. Now, can people come watch that, or are they invited, the community invited out to watch a golf match?
Absolutely. You're more than welcome to come out. We do have some spectator guidelines. Just like any golf tournament, you have to stay a ways back from the golfers and cheer positive and all that, and don't go, oh, unless they had a great shot.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, unlike we'll get to sub-state play where they read the disclaimer from Keisha, probably a golf match probably needs about the same thing. You know, we're not going to boo and ooh and all, but want you there cheering on the rest of the golfers. And do you have the quiet stick you guys hold up that we see on television or anything?
Oh, if only we did. No, we don't have those, but there's usually a good following behind a lot of the upper groups. They like to go out and watch their kids play and really work at following the rules and all that. If not, we'll come and let you know you're a little bit close. But we'd like everybody to come out and watch if they want to.
Well, that's right. We'd love to see, and I'm sure you would love to see the community get behind. I believe the Booster Club feeds once a year too. So, and if you're not in the Booster Club, little free spot for the Booster Club. Get a hold of, I believe, Rachel Laritz, and she'll put you on the Booster Club and get you signed up. But Coach, I want to thank you for taking the time, coming in and talk to Girard Sports Live, and best wishes and good luck this year.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
This has been Dale Sharman on the GN Halftime Show. We're going to step away for one more break, and we'll come back. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season. Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and Mobile Banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net. or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and Mobile Banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crawford Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Then when I look at you. And I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field. We're going to rehash just a little bit of the Girard Frontenac Jamboree part. We'll let you guys just go ahead and watch some of the Frontenac Pittsburg. Bring in my color guy, Justin. What did you see you liked and what did you not like about the first 18 plays that Girard has run this year?
You know, Dale, I think I liked everything. It's going to be pretty hard to say I didn't like anything because we're playing football. But, you know, like we talked about earlier, this first couple series they run, everybody's got jitters. Heck, them kids all know each other. They play baseball together. They hang out together. They're on social media together. So, you know, really the first series for each offense and each defense, and then when they swap sides, it's just kind of getting rid of the butterflies. But some of the bright spots I saw for Girard is we were hitting that quick hitter right up the middle really well. We were banging out 5 to 7 yards almost every time we did that. We had a lot of penalties, but that's going to happen. On defense, looked like the Trojans, they gave up a couple of decent passes, but for the most part, they kept everything in front of them. I think overall, it was a pretty good series.
You know, I'm going to concur with you. And we talked a little bit about that during the first few plays. We knew the jitters were going to be there. We knew in this flex bone, we've got a lot of motion. And when that guy goes in motion, he's got to stay parallel with the line. He cannot turn up field. Even though he's behind the line, he cannot move forward until the ball is snapped. So we knew a few penalties like that. You know, we really didn't have a whole bunch of offsides. We didn't really go on a count other than one. But you know what, that quick hitter up the middle, we saw Derby McReynolds hit the ball up the middle real well. And like you said, if we do that enough times and we get 4, 5, 6, 7 yards each time we run it up the middle, that other defense has got to commit to it. And once that happens, it will loosen up the secondary for some throwing. And Caden Lallman, as we saw last year, boy, he can throw a nice pass a long ways. I mean, we had how many receptions to Mr. Troike last year that was 35, 40 yards down the field. And I believe with J.A. and some of the others that we've got now, and I believe even the Thomas kid come out for the first time, good 6'4" kid. I believe you throw the ball up to him over the middle, I think we'll be able to go up and get some balls. But how important is it to get that run established right off the bat?
It's a big deal, and those were some good points there, Dale, as the season progresses and they get more crisp on offense. You know, we develop that running game a little bit, then you get the ball up in the air to Logan, even Caden Harrison, who's got good size. Them guys are going to go get it. You know, we just got to minimize mistakes and minimize turnovers.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game. In any game that we play or watch, you know, we talk about, you know, watching games, and me and you, we've watched I don't know how many college games together and how many high school games, I believe, there before our boys were in high school. We'd travel down to Joplin. We traveled down to your old stomping grounds in the Beck County. We watched a few games and just sat there and break down offense and defense. And more than anything, the team with the least penalties and holds on to the ball has the best chance to win the game at the end of the day.
That's right. And you know, let's flash back a couple years ago when we beat Columbus in the playoffs. Columbus was ranked in the state. We were about a 500 team or a little bit less. and we beat them in that first round of the playoffs. And the whole reason why is because we made way fewer mistakes, and I don't think we had any turnovers that game.
Yeah, and that was a huge game for the Trojans to come in. Leon Miller was still there at that time, and I believe they came down here, beat us by 35 the first time, and they came in thinking they could have a little cakewalk, and guess what? Leon had coached them up a little bit, and the boys had matured, and we came out and played some good football. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. We'll be right back. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crawford Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field and Girard Sports Live. They're going to get a little view of the JV. Not only did the varsity get on the field tonight, but the JV is going to get some playing time too, and that's such a huge deal to get the JV out on the field this early in the season. I believe we have 7 JV or freshman games this year. So it's great to get the youngsters out there, some freshmen that maybe not see some time in the regular season.
A lot of these kids, Dale, this is their first Friday night under the lights.
That's right, and that's how big is it. They're going against Frontenac right now, and the young gentlemen are doing a great job. Justin, let's go back to the defense. We talked a lot about the offense and how we could set up the offense, how our running game will set up the offense. Let's talk about the defense. What did you see on defense that stood out to you?
You know, I think on defense, a couple things I noticed, and I'm sure our coaching staff probably sees what really happens. Them guys have the best idea what's really going on. But a couple things I saw, our ends sometimes weren't the greatest on contain there. Our corners sometimes weren't the greatest on contain. We did not miss a whole lot of tackles. I thought we did a pretty good job of tackling in the open field. There's always going to be a few that are missed. We had one interception, I know. It looked like our defensive front wasn't getting shoved around. They were maintaining pretty well, and the linebackers were filling pretty well. You know,
and talking about our linebackers feeling, they're reading key blocks. They're reading the quarterback and reading the running backs and reading their keys to see where they need to be. But once again, like we talked about earlier, how important is that defensive interior line that has to take on the double team, and what they need to make the pile there so they can just block that hole up.
They've got to. They've got to be a presence up there where that offensive line starts paying them a lot of attention. We've got to attract double teams, and them guys need to take on those double teams so those linebackers can be free to come up, read plays, make tackles before they get 2 yards. I mean,
yeah, that 4-3 defense that he's going to run is linebacker heavy. That is exactly who has to make the tackles. And I always – way back when we played the 5-2 defense, I always thought, we should, the linemen should get a little bit of praise on that, but that was exactly the opposite. The linebackers were the tacklers. That was our job was to make the piles to take on double teams, and in the 4-3, it's even more so because you have that extra linebacker back there. I also saw that the D-backs didn't look bad. The corners looked like they might have got hooked a little bit on time to time, but once again, this is the first live games that we've had. The state has diminished the playing time or the full contact time during a practice down to 20 minutes of only full contact per practice. So this is the first time they've seen, and it took us about 40 minutes to get through the first Frontenac Girard. And so this is the first true challenge that they've had.
I agree with everything you said there, Dale. Michael Clugston was number 58 earlier. We had some confusion there. He's listed on the roster wrong. Michael's a sophomore. He made a couple really good plays in the defensive backfield. Our linebackers, Caden Harrison, Caden Lawleman, Brecken Troike, Ethan Merrill, them are all kids that are going to come up and hit you. So, and they can all move pretty well for their size, too. Then, we've got Derby and West back there at safeties, and they've got several years of experience under their belt. So it's all going to depend on how well those younger guys that don't have that much experience develop and gel together.
That's exactly it. We're going to step away for a 2-minute break. When we come back, Girard will be scrimmaging against Pittsburg, big 5A school, so that'll be, we'll sure see a challenge here. We're going to step away, and we'll be right back. We're still on the GN Bank Halftime Show. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and Mobile Banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crawford Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojan.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field. Your Trojans are getting ready to take on the Pittsburg Purple Dragons. Tuck, what do you expect out of this? What do you think is going to happen on a lot bigger school playing Girard? They don't go both ways. We do.
I talked to a couple of the boys tonight. We were over at my house before the game, and I told them, I said, Pittsburgh's a bigger school. They've got more kids to pick from. But y'all don't need to be scared of them. Yeah, they've got a couple of – I think they've got one kid, the Wood kid, that's a D1, either a prospect or a signee, and he's a great big-looking kid. But I told our boys, you need to go up against them, and you need to try to shine in this moment. They're probably a little bit intimidated. They're probably a little bit overmatched, but, this is why you play football. You got to learn to overcome adversity.
Well, as well as I do from back in the playing days, it didn't matter how big their name was or how big their numbers were. They had to come out and play the same game you were playing. They might beat you once, But unless they beat you every play the whole game, it doesn't matter. So Pittsburgh will come up to the line, out of the shotgun set, single back to the back, trips to the right. Snap, drop back pass, start off, and they're going deep the very first play, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. Great concentration there, and it was good defense. He was there. He just fell down at the very last second.
We had a safety and a corner there. One guy, they were both really where they should be. The Pittsburgh receiver did a great job of going up the high point of the ball and making a difficult catch.
Yeah, and that's one thing. We might not see speed like that in the whole CNC, and we might not see it in district play. That wide receiver, it was just a straight 9 route. Go get it. But nevertheless, we had our guys there, and that's exactly what we wanted. If we have our guys there, there's not much more we can do. Pittsburgh will go under center. Offset backs. He'll turn, take it to the right-hand side. And he'll be tackled out there by Jay and
McReynolds,
I believe, yeah.
I noticed that time Derby was up. He was playing corner. He was up in man press on that receiver, and he did a good job of holding his ground out there, and he turned that play in.
And that was a short gain or no gain. Great job by the Trojan defense. The line did not get hooked, spread it all the way out to the sidelines, and let our D-backs get there. So great job by the Trojan defense right there on play number 2. Pittsburgh will go back out of the shotgun, single back, trips to the left. He'll roll to the left. He'll turn to look to throw. We're going to have some pressure. We're going to let him get away. And he's going to tuck it down and go down with a 4-yard gain.
Really good pressure by D. Weideman up the field that time from his defensive end spot, and he turned the quarterback in. We had a man there pursuing from the backside who just missed him. Now, they're going a little bit light on the quarterbacks here. Had that been live, I think there's a good chance that would have been a sack right there.
I believe so, too. I was getting ready to say the exact same thing. Pittsburgh will break the huddle, go under center. They'll be in the I formation. The snap, hand up right up the middle, and
Monken with a good, strong carry there. We had several guys there in position, grabbed a hold of him, but Shea Monken's a strong kid, and he just pulled away.
He is a strong, good-looking kid. Short, reminds me maybe a little bit of me back in the day. You hand the ball off the middle, you're not going to get an arm tackle. You better get it down on the legs. And the good part about it is we were there. The linebackers did come fill, and only a gain of 4 yards.
Ball carrier like that, an arm tackle ain't going to work. You got to wrap him up. You got to pull him down, and you got to have a little help.
And we will see running backs like that in the league this year. Pittsburgh will break huddle. We'll go twins to the right, in I back, in the shotgun snap, handoff up the middle. Nope, they're going to pull it down, going to try to hit the tight end dump, and it was there, just a little bit overthrown.
Good thing that was overthrown. Our backers cheated up a little bit. There was a big hole there between the linebackers and the D-backs.
That tight end is a good-looking specimen. Now, Pittsburgh being the bigger school, they're bringing in 3 or 4 kids on every play. And if you saw it against Frontenac, their defense wears white. Their offense wears purple. So they have nobody going 2 ways. No Iron Man football over at Pittsburgh. Of course, bigger school, and they have more players to pick from. Pittsburgh's going to run on a late substitute.
Looks like there's a little bit of confusion.
A little bit of confusion. I think they might have ran one too many off.
I believe Cooper Hayden is a sophomore as Pittsburgh's starting quarterback. He's thrown some pretty good balls tonight.
Boy, yeah, he threw that first pass on a rope, and, boy, he had a laser beam for an arm. A little bit of a break here. What are we, 4 plays in so far? And, and Girard's hanging right with them. The big pass, the big play, you're going to have the big play, and it's what you come back to after the big play. And the Trojans have manned back up. Pittsburgh will go in the shotgun. They'll look to toss it off to the right side. Little speed demon out there. Be tackled by D. Weideman.
D ran him down from the backside that time. D didn't have to do that. D didn't stay home at defensive end.
Right.
They gained 5 or 6 yards. Great hustle by D, chasing him down from the back.
Yeah, that's right. Boy, if you can chase that speed demon down from the backside, you're moving pretty good.
Looks like Clugston at one corner, Buckle at the other corner, Oliveira at a safety spot, Hay at a safety spot.
He'll be out of the shotgun with twin backs behind him. He'll fake, drop back to pass, and once again, passage over the middle, no, incomplete. But I believe we had D. Weidman and Tucker were there to make the tackles, and I believe in a live situation, I think they might have made a sandwich out of that quarterback.
You go live right there, you get them two boys going at that quarterback. Tucker was from the blind side, D from the strong side. I believe that would have been a sack. You know, one thing them ends have got to learn to do when they're closing in on the quarterback is don't get too far upfield.
Yeah, you play it inside out. Always keep your outside shoulder open and play it inside out. That make him bounce it around you, because the worst thing can happen is you run past him. Shotgun snap, hand up the middle to, I'm not sure what number that was. Good run up the middle.
He drug about 4 Trojan defenders with him. Tucker had a hand on him. I think maybe Caleb Franklin was in there. He pulled them all about 5 yards.
Yeah, 21. Reminds me a lot of the Monking kid, but
Grant Relfs. That was a good, strong run by sophomore Grant Relfs.
He's another good-looking running back, kind of a fullback runner right there, low to the ground. Pittsburgh will break huddle. They'll go out of the shotgun, single back, trips up to the right, top of your screen. He'll snap, roll to the right, and he will fire a pass, going to be incomplete.
Good coverage that time by the Trojans. All of our D-backs were in the right position. Our linebackers were flowing over there. They had the crossers across the middle covered. We had a little bit of pressure coming from the inside out from the interior line. Good job overall.
And that will be the first series for the Trojans on defense, and I believe we only have 3 players that will come out to fulfill the offense. So we are 75% Ironman football.
You know, and these kids work so hard all offseason. Kids on all 3 teams, Girard, Frontenac, Pittsburgh, they all get up early in the morning, go to weights, conditioning. The running backs, tight ends, receivers, quarterbacks, they go to 7-on-7 at Webb City. They have several team camps they go to. I know there's several kids that went to individual camps, so these kids work really hard all summer long.
That's right. And more so now that the coaches can be with them all summer long than back in the day. Lawman will be in that pistol, be motioned to the left. He'll look to hand it off. Nope, going to be on the ground. Going to fumble the ball, and Pittsburgh will recover it, but looks like there's a flag on the play.
That play was blowed up from the inside out. Caden didn't really have a chance. He had quite a bit of penetration on that interior defensive line. He attempted a late pitch. They called a hold on the defense. Not real sure on that deal, but we'll take it.
Yeah, that's right. One thing Girard Sports Live will not do, and that's going to be bash on the refs unless it's needed. So Trojans will come back out in that flex bone. Lallman in the pistol. McReynolds behind him. Have motion left, and they're going to hand it up right up the middle. Reynolds is going to get 5 or 7 yards, about 8 yards right there. Nice run up the middle for the Trojans.
Had good, that's the play that's been our bread and butter all night, and it's still working against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got a couple of pretty big studs up there on the front line. But, that's a good play for us right now.
Lawman will break the huddle, bring him up to the line. He'll be in the pistol. Reynolds behind him. Motion to the left. Toss to the left. The play's there. He'll make 4 or 5 yards and then get bent backwards.
Looked like we had pretty decent blocking that time off the ball. We could do a little bit better job finding that second guy to block, I think.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. We're going to pull a play side guard to hook around, and it's early in the season. Later in the season, that guy will be there, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking for.
Down on the JV side, looked like a really nice pass to Jaden Norris. Just took it in for the touchdown.
Lallman will bring him up to the line. Motion to the right. Hand off to McReynolds. Nope. He's going to be
sacked.
Sacked from the backside. Number 11.
I believe Monken got him, 45 Shea Monken.
Yep. They're going to bring out Franklin will come out and bring in number 58.
Michael Clugston.
Clugston at center.
I believe so.
Well, I'm going to bring him up to the line. Hand up the middle. McReynolds, another nice little run up the middle.
There's good secondary push by that line right there.
Yeah, that's right. And he's good for 7-8 yards right there. That has been our bread and butter as of right now. McReynolds running hard to the line with a good secondary push. They stood up the defensive lineman and then drove him back. So nice job by the Trojan interior line. Well, I'm going to bring him up to the line.
Buckle and Harrison out wide. Thomas on this side. Nice pass by Caden.
Nice pass over to number 19.
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas, that is I think this is his first year of playing football. He's a junior, I believe.
You know, Caden put that ball where Logan's not going to get the yardage after that catch, but Logan's the only one that can catch that ball right
Yeah, that's right. Smart heads-up play. Of course, this is Lallman's second year at quarterback, so he's getting some confidence and throwing the ball. Lallman will bring him up to the line. Motion to the left. They will hand it up the middle, and
Zach Davis.
Not a-
No, didn't get much. Wasn't
not a
much
whole
there.
lot there.
Before we go too far, we want to say a big thanks to our cameraman,
That's,
Dave Goebel.
That's right. Mr. Goebel stepped up tonight and helped us out. We will have a Pitt State athlete or a student working the camera, but tonight Mr. Goebel came in a tight spot and doing a great job for us. We want to thank him. Lallman will send motion to the right, and he'll look to hand it off, but we got a penalty flag. I believe it's going to be that motion back turning up just a little bit too soon.
All early season timing. That's going to get worked out. I know Coach Phil Pott and his staff are going to watch this film later tonight, tomorrow morning, and it's what they're going to go to work on.
Well, and that's exactly it. Most of the time we're running half line, so those running backs are not getting the timing exactly right because they're only running past a half line and able to turn it up, and we're going to get to see exactly what they need to work on, and that's exactly what this Jamboree is made for. Motion to the right, turn, toss right, turn it upfield, good play.
Nice hard run by Jarrett Buckle, number 21 right there. That was a really good play design. Jarrett had a lot of running room right off the bat there. There was a little misdirection to start with.
Boy, and that's exactly a great situation where we're pounding up the middle, and then we get that toss to the outside. The defensive end sucked down, and the outside linebacker came down with that fake handoff. And to the outside, we run nice 14, 15-yard run by Buckle. Lallman will bring him back up to the line. Pistol. Motion to the right, now back left. He'll fake the handoff and slip away, maybe for a yard or two.
Good second effort by Caden there.
Yeah, that was pretty much all on Caden. He read it. I don't know if he should have gave or not right there. He's got two reads. He's going to read the lineman first, then the linebacker second. But I think both of them were coming screaming at him. So
Dale, you were talking about practices a minute ago. Pittsburgh with so many kids, they can go A defense against A offense. They get better live practice.
That is exactly it. And so the Trojans will bring the ball up to the line of scrimmage. Motion to the right. Lallman will read it, and I believe handed it off to Davis, kind of one of those forward handoffs almost.
The A gap was blown up on that play.
Yeah.
That offensive guard on that side was pushed back. Don't know exactly who it was, but the defensive line had some good penetration there. But overall, that's a pretty positive drive for the Trojans right there.
Boy, yeah, a couple first downs right there in the first 8 plays from scrimmage.
No turnovers.
No turnovers. We got the official down here explaining to Coach Philpott what maybe some of the penalty was there a couple times, but overall, I'm well pleased with the Trojan offense against the Pittsburgh defense there. The Trojans will go back to defense. You'll see the purple jerseys come back out on the field.
I believe maybe Dale Pittsburgh might have a couple of second stringers in now on offense, possibly.
Well, Pittsburgh's wanting to see what their backups are going to be like and maybe even starting spots. The challenge is they'll go back just like every other team, and they will watch the film and see who did and who didn't do their jobs.
And football's a game of depth. You know, no matter how good a shape you're in, how good of trainers you have, you're going to have a couple injuries during the season, major, minor, whatever. You got to have kids that you got to get them experience so they can step in.
That's right. Pittsburgh will go in the shotgun. We'll have twins right, twins left, single back. I believe that's a new running back for Pittsburgh. I can't see his number. He's not very tall. Shotgun snap. He'll drop back to pass. Pass is thrown downfield and going to be knocked down by number 15, J.A.
Good coverage by West there. I mean, the pass was pretty much thrown away.
Yep.
But West was right where he had to be.
Penalty on the play. I believe the defensive end on this side, Tucker, was held trying to get around him. So play goes for none anyways. So they'll re-rack it and come back up. Pittsburgh will go out of the eye under center. They'll snap the ball, turn, and hand it to the first man through. Ball's on the ground, and the Trojans recover it.
Trying to see who that is. That's 16, Mason Hubner.
Mason Hubner comes up with the fumble.
Mason's always had a nose for the ball ever since he was in third grade. He's always in the right spot.
That's right. Mason has done a great job. Played quite a bit for us last year on defense. So even though the Trojans recover the fumble, Pittsburgh will get it back. No different than when Girard fumbled it. They get to carry out the rest of their 9 plays. Go back to the shotgun with 2 backs. He'll look to throw it over the middle. And a nice move there. Nice hit by Brecken Troike.
Nice stick, Brecken.
Boy, he came up there, dropped his hips, and ran right through him just like a form tackle drill in practice. Nicely done by Brecken Troike.
You know, we saw Brecken last year in several JV games. He's one of them kids that just kind of has a natural ability how to hit you. And when he hits you, you can hear it. He's a good-sized kid, and he moves well.
Only a sophomore, I believe. So great defensive play there by Brecken Troike and the Trojan defense overall. That was just a little slant pattern drop back 2-step pass by Pittsburgh.
Matthew Pike just came in at corner for Derby McReynolds. Derby's going to get a rest.
Pittsburgh will drop back into shotgun formation, single back. Snap, he'll fake the handoff, drop back, looking deep. He'll throw it over the middle and throw it short.
Had some decent pressure that time. They didn't get to the quarterback. Matter of fact, the running back put a pretty good stick on Tucker, but he caused some pressure, and he made the kid throw it a little bit early.
That's exactly all you can ask for. Pittsburgh will bring in a little bit of chippiness to the games. Of course, they play in the SEK, or I think they're an independent now. But just a different mentality, a little bit different temperament that they play with, and it's not bad for Girard to see that.
Not at all.
And that's something that Girard could use a little bit more enthusiasm at time to time throughout the years, but that's just going to happen. Pittsburgh's in the eye back, shotgun formation. They'll hand it off right up the middle, and there's a hole. Nice play there by Franklin, I believe.
Hubner, yeah. Caleb Franklin ran that play down from behind, and then Mason Hubner cleaned it up. Big hole there over the left side. I think Tucker, the play side defensive end, might have got up the field a little bit too quick that time.
Pittsburgh will come back under center. I-backs, motion to the left. Now he'll stop and chop. Going to be looking for a crackback block. Hand off to the right side, and he's going to gain about 7 yards on the carry.
Looks like Gabe Shireman Jr. is headed into the ball game now. D. Weideman's going to get him a break.
And once again, we've talked about it a lot, but this is exactly what this is all about, is getting your number twos some game time experience before their name's called on Friday night. Pittsburgh will go under center. They'll hand off up the middle and he's hard runner right up the middle. He'll gain about 12, 15 yards. Sharman was able to get a hand on him, but wasn't able to bring him down.
Hubner cleaned up the play again. Looks like Brecken Troike's coming the game. Caden Harrison's going to take him a break, linebacker position. Pittsburgh's definitely in the red zone here, ball down to the 6-yard line.
Pittsburgh will run a couple players in and out.
Three linebackers for the Trojans right now. We've got Ethan Merrill, Brecken Troike in the middle, Mason Hubner. He's flexing out now.
Motion to the right, snaps over the head, but there is a
had to have been a false start.
False start. Pittsburgh go back in shotgun formation. Single backs, motion to the right, back out of the backfield. Now they'll hand it right back up the middle. Nice play to get a piece of him by Troike, I believe, is it?
Yeah, I believe that was Brecken. Yeah, it was Brecken.
Yep, Brecken Troike.
No, that was Zach Shindo with the shoestring tackle there.
Shoestring tackle, still gain of a couple.
Looked like a zone read play there by Pittsburgh. Quarterback made a good read, got rid of the ball up the middle.
Pittsburgh will run a couple more in and out. Once again, just having the sheer numbers Pittsburgh has is an advantage, no question about it.
On the practice field and on game day, no doubt. And they've got a good program. You could see that when they brought 70 middle school kids over here to watch this game tonight.
Yeah. Pittsburgh will go under center. Motion to the left. They'll fake the toss. Look to throw it in the back of the corner of the end zone. Overthrew him.
We've got a holding penalty there. Tucker got tackled from behind as he was pressuring the quarterback. Pretty good penetration there. You know, with the districts the way they are, like they are right now, Dale, it's kind of a shame we don't get to play Frontenac and Colgan during the season, our longtime rivals at Girard. You know, we're in the district to the north. I don't know a lot about those teams year in, year out. You know, if nothing else, maybe it helps our chances a little bit in the playoffs with the seeding.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that we'll talk about later on, especially next week when we start looking at matchups and everything else. But it is kind of a tradition that Frontenac Girard, that, you know, I hate to say it, but they're forever Frontenac, or Colgan was the arch rivals, and then he kind of switched over to Frontenac for a few years, and it is kind of a tradition gone to the wayside with the 6-man district that we've got into in the north. But, you know, it helps. We could see Frontenac down the road in the second game of the playoffs if both teams were to move along. But, you know, it's great that the state has changed the rules and we're able to – we'll see them early, and maybe we'll see them later on and see how both teams are. So Girard will go back on offense. We'll have 9 more plays on offense to run. Looks like Lawman's in the pistol. McReynolds behind him will take motion to the left. Ball's on the ground and just didn't get a hold of the ball. The snap was maybe a little bit low, but we'll re-rack it and play one more here.
I think Caden just got to watching the play develop before he got the ball there. The snap looked like it was a decent snap. You know, one thing I'm looking forward to, Caden Lallman running this offense. Caden's a smart kid. He's a responsible kid. As he gets some experience under his belt, I think you're going to see him do some really good things.
Oh, I think so, too. Once again, we talked about this with Coach. You know, all but one lineman right there on the field right now are juniors. Lallman will send motion to the left. He'll hand it off to McReynolds, and McReynolds going to get stopped in the backfield. Backside pressure got to him.
That play was blown up there on the interior. Big number 75 from Pittsburgh penetrated the line, and he got Derby in the backfield. Gavin Deal, he's a 6'3", 290-pound sophomore.
That's a big old boy. Lallman will take the snap. He'll motion to the right. Handoff, and it is blown up again up the middle, and Lallman will just get what he can. That big number 75 is having his way up the middle.
Gavin Deal again is the one that blew that play up.
So the Trojans move back to the 46-yard line. Lallman will send a motion to the left. Toss left. He'll look to Jay, and Jay's got some yards. He'll get a good 5-6 yards up there. Nice looking play.
Wes had pretty good blocking that time by his wide receivers. Logan Thomas was blocking. Gabe Shireman got down the field, was blocking at the second, even the third level. Good cut by Wesley to hit that hole.
And once again, that's that pound it up the middle and turn and toss it on that motion.
Looks like Zach Davis is headed into the ball game. Derby's going to come out and get another rest. I don't think Derby wants to rest.
No, Derby's a hard-nosed kid. He's worked hard all summer long for his senior year, and he didn't want to come out, but Coach knows what's ahead of him. Hand up. Nope, hand up to Zach up the middle.
Nice spin move right there by Zach.
Yeah.
Gained him another 3 or 4 yards right there.
Yep, great job by the interior line. Now it looks like Hubner will come off and let some of the second team guys come on in and get some experience, in game time experience that is so important. Drop back to pass, and it's going to be knocked down by number 23.
Caden had some time there. That was a good play action pass. He had a little bit of time. I think he had a man open down the middle, and unfortunately, it just got batted down by a lineman again.
Outside linebacker stunted on that one. 23 being an outside linebacker. It just needs to speed up just a little bit more. Instead of winding up to throw, maybe he gets rid of that a little bit sooner, and we see exactly where that goes. Lallman back in the pistol. Flex bone will motion to the left or to the right. Toss right. Number 4 will take it, turn it upfield. And I think if he keeps running there, that might have been a little bit bigger gain, but still a gain of 4 yards.
That was Connor Oliveira on the carry. He was the motion man. He really took that pitch and turned it upfield hard.
He ran out of his shoe.
Looks like Buckles coming out. Lallman's coming out. Ethan Merrill's in at quarterback now, the sophomore.
Get Ethan a little bit of work here. Toss, same play. We'll go back the other way. And good hard run there.
Wes Jahay turned the corner great. Mason Hubner had a great seal block right there on a linebacker. He kind of cracked back on him.
Yep.
That gained Wes about another 5 yards right there.
So Girard able to move the ball on the Pittsburgh defense. Once again, Pittsburgh moving in and out some players as well. Seem to be containing Big number 75 up the middle a little bit better. Merrill will keep the ball. He'll turn it up himself. He's to the 15-yard line, down to the 9-yard line, or to the 11-yard line, I'm sorry.
Good run by Ethan right there. That was a really good ball fake.
It was a ball fake, and I think he read it late and just decided, oh, boy, I better turn it up and get what I can. Nice gain there. And once again, if we have chains, there's a first down.
That's right.
2 plays stuck together right there, 2 good plays, and so the Trojan offense moving the ball well.
Gage Davenport split out. Brecken Troike split out on the near side.
Motion to the left. He'll fake the toss, and he's going to get tackled in the backfield. Looks like we might have missed a block.
And I don't think Ethan could see Zach Davis, who had come out in the flats there, but he had Zach Davis wide open. Nobody within about 8 yards of him.
Yeah.
You get that ball to Zach, and that's either a touchdown or inside the 2.
Yeah. So overall, I think that's going to do it for the Jamboree tonight. Great job on offense and defense. I think overall we got to see some plays. We got to hit a person in a different uniform for a change, and I'm fairly impressed with the format and with the Jamboree situation. Tucker, what's your ideas on it?
You know, I think you could see the teams progress tonight from the beginning of this Jamboree to the end of it. They're the first series. We had a lot of penalties. We had a lot of bobbled snaps, had a lot of offsides. And there on our last series, there was very few penalties, very few turnovers. So they got a lot of the jitters out of the way right there.
That's exactly it. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. We're going to come back and wrap it up. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athlete.
Girard Medical Center's bariatric program has made extraordinary changes to many people's lives.
I am no longer living the life on the sideline watching everybody else enjoy those things I want to do. I am doing those things now. I am doing things that I only dreamed of doing for the longest time. I'm truly living the life I've always wanted.
Call to learn more. Girard Medical Center, caring for our community one patient at a time.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
And welcome back to Frank Jameson Field. We're going to wrap it up here tonight, but before we go, we're going to talk just a little bit, Justin, over what we saw tonight, what we liked, what we didn't like. The postgame show is brought to you by Farmers Insurance, Leah Smith Agency. Justin, what did you see tonight that stood out?
Well, I want to start with the defense, Dale. You know, on defense, we weren't hitting quarterbacks. So right there, we're a little bit skewed. We had several opportunities where we had potential sacks that didn't happen because of the rules. We did a decent job, especially later in the scrimmage, containing outside runs, people staying in their lanes and so on. I thought we did a good job of open field tackles. We missed some, but that's going to happen, at any level. So, I believe we intercepted a pass. I believe we jumped on a fumble. So, overall, for a Jamboree, especially with a fairly young team, I thought we did a really good job on the defensive side of the ball. How about you, Dale?
And I saw the exact same thing on defense. I was impressed. But one thing that stood out to me was the offense. We could run up the middle against Pittsburgh. We could run up the middle against Frontenac. And once we established that run up the middle, that little motion toss, little toss sweep or whatever you want to call it, boy, it's there. And if we can get that established in the regular season, in our regular series of games, I think we'll be just fine. Didn't have a whole lot of time to throw tonight at times. A couple of Mr. Lallman's passes were rushed, but we did complete a couple passes. I think Logan Thomas got in and on a pass reception. I believe Wes Jahay got in on a couple of receptions there. So overall on the offense, I was very pleased with it. I love this format, and I love the fact that we're not beating up on each other in a soap scrimmage that means absolutely nothing.
I couldn't agree more. One thing we didn't see tonight that you don't see in this Jamboree format, which is a really big part of the game that a lot of people don't talk about, is special teams.
Yeah, special teams, and I talked to Coach about that off the camera during his interview, and he was talking, 65% of all your injuries occur on kickoff or punt, where a guy's got a 40-yard run at someone, and the guy's kind of trying to make cuts on the run and just takes a melee on a hit, and he was happy to see, they can work on special teams, they can work on that at practice, but more than anything, this was based on an offense-defensive scrimmage, and I think we got that exact thing out of that tonight.
I agree with you. Offensively, you could see not only Girard, but Pittsburgh and Frontenac getting cleaner as the Jamboree went on, and you're going to see a lot of progression in all their offenses over the first 3 or 4 weeks. The kids get more in game shape and game attitudes and get some live game time under their belts. Be more crisp and more efficient on the offensive side.
That's right. On Girard Sports Live, we thank you. God bless you and have a great night.
It's time for Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Straight drop, Graham pumping. Double move, Derby McReynolds trying to get over there. And he does! What a recovery by Derby McReynolds! Shotgun snap, Walden going to stand and block. Graham lets it fly. Intercepted, another one! That's Lallman! He's got it back all the way inside the 30-yard line.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Kraken, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Daryl Westoff with American National Insurance, Chicken Annie's of Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Farmers Bank, Girard Medical Center, GN Bank, Hydrix Appliance, The Jagged Edge, Canar Eye Care, Larrett Ceramics, Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Peony Dental, Producers Cooperative Association, The Market 120, G&W Foods, and Call Service.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time for Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.